fine. And we are so excited that you're on the show and we're working together today. Tell our friends about you and things over at GRPL.
I work at the Grand Rapids Public Library. I'm a librarian there, and you can find me at the Yankee Clipper branch.
Yes, we love that one. We're close. We're just down the road, actually. And what's going on at GRPL these days? You got lots of cool stuff always going on.
So many fun things. And I was so excited to hear about your theme for today, clay, because our segment is Explore and Create, and there's so many things you can create with clay, isn't there?
There is.
The first thing I did is I went out to our library shelves and looked for books that we could get ideas for projects with clay, and I found lots and lots of books. Look at all these books.
Love it.
And I bet you can find lots of fun books at your local library too. I decided to do a project out of this book. It's called Clay Lab for Kids, and it's written by Cassie Stevens. And I chose this book because this time of year, there's lots of snow on the ground, right?
Yeah.
But one of the fun things about snow on the ground is we get to see the shoe prints of everybody who walks with us, right?
Yeah.
And you get to see all the different patterns that are on the bottoms of people's shoes. We hardly ever get to see those. So in this book, there is a project called Shoe Stamp Pottery. And so all you need to do this project is some clay. I have some air dry modeling clay. That's what I had at the library. So that's what I'm going to use. And some shoes. We have all kinds of shoes here. And it's a super simple project. You just rip off some clay.
Okay.
You roll it in your hands. And that's fun right there. That feels pretty good.
Yeah.
And then once you get it in a nice ball, you take your shoe. Make sure you clean off your shoes before you do this because shoes can get a little dirty. You don't want sand or pet hair in your clay, right? So you just press your clay onto the bottom of your shoe. Press. And then you pull it off and look at this.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Isn't that fun?
That looks like artwork.
Yeah. I thought this kind of looked like maybe snake skin. What do you think?
Yeah. Right.
And then in the book, it said that you could press it to a clay pot and let it dry. And I'm using air dry clay. So this would take a couple days for it to dry completely. And then after it's dried, you can paint it. And then you can wait for it to dry, the paint to dry. And then you put some dirt in it and you put some seeds and then you can watch things grow. So this is a project you can do with your family over lots and lots of days. It could be super fun.
I love that. That is so cool. And I'm intrigued with that. You said the air dry clay. So some clay has to be like in a kiln, like an oven to cook it. But that clay air dries over a couple of days.
That's right. You don't need any kind of oven or you don't need to cook it at all. And I practiced a little bit before we got on air. And I thought this was kind of fun. I made this one just a couple hours ago. And look at this one, 2 different colors because this one is drying already.
Oh, wow.
So the moisture is leaving. It's getting a little drier. It feels a little harder. This one is still, you can kind of move it around.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, I like to use our science books for inspiration for projects. But then I like to think of what else can I do based on these projects? And I thought it would be super fun if you just went around your house, found different shoe patterns, made different little discs, and then you could play a matching game, right? You could make 2 patterns and put them together, or you could match these little discs with the shoes. It could be a fun game with the whole family.
That is so awesome. They kind of look like cookies, too. I'm trying to tell myself, not a cookie.
Not a cookie.
No.
But also, one thing to remember is clay is a lot of fun, but look at my fingers. It's also a little messy. So you want to make sure you have a towel nearby or a wet wipe. But yep, any kind of shoe will do as long as it's kind of bumpy. You don't want a smooth shoe because that would be kind of boring, right?
Yeah, you get the cool texture.
Yeah, lots of texture. How does it feel? Is it bumpy? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Here's this one.
Ooh, let's see.
Look, kind of looks like a waterfall, doesn't it?
It does. It does. There's that texture is a lot bigger space between the sections than the other one.
It is. And then if you look really close, it's also a little pebbly. So can you see between there?
It looks like a basketball.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. So lots of things you can discover while you're just looking at patterns on the shoes.
I love it. Miss Andrea, this is so cool, and we're so excited to be working together on Tuesdays, right? And different librarians and staff from GRPL are part of Explore and Create each Tuesday.
We're so happy to be joining you.